Now, before the Great War, not everyone had enough money to live inside of a vault, and the Pulowski Preservation Services would put out ads for Americans to know that they can be protected on a budget.
We've got a message from the fine folks at Pulowski Preservation Services, purveyors of products there when you actually need them. Seems there's been a lot of talk these days about vault life, but not all of us have the luxury to spend so much on something that, frankly, we may not actually need.
And now, even though there was a diverging moment from the Fallout universe and our own, I guess the old saying stays true: you get what you pay for, because while this is protection on a budget and it's coin-based exact change only, how protected can you be in a metal tube with a ventilation shaft but no reserves for food, water, or chems? Well, you might be surprised at how protected you can actually be from the wildlife and some explosions inside of these shelters. You see, our good friend Brian Wilkes inside of Fallout 3 is hiding from some fire ants in Grey Ditch as you make your way there. But look, you may be protected from fire ants, maybe some super mutants trying to get you, but let's be real, the radiation permeates through this shelter very easily. We were throwing grenades down at our feet, then closing up the shelter, and we were protected from the grenades. But any grenade that had any sort of radiation or anything that had a radiation coming off of it as we were inside, we were still getting rads. So it looks like you are pretty safe in the Fallout 3, the capital wasteland, at least from explosions and some wildlife, but those rads are going to make their way through. And now this story holds true as we make our way into the Commonwealth. With our godlike console powers, we summoned a rad storm, and as that rad storm came in and the thunder rolled, we took in radiation from that storm. But from super mutants or anything alike, we were pretty protected as long as the door stayed closed. You know, sometimes it likes to open up on its own because we didn't have the exact change, and apparently this machine is not taking caps right now, and I guess they didn't get the memo that the currency has changed in the wasteland. But now the big question is, will you survive a nuke inside of one of the Pulowski Preservation Shelters? And through the course of time of going through the Capital Wasteland, the Commonwealth, and the hills of Appalachia, we may notice something, a common theme when we open up the doors. Usually a skeleton or two with maybe some food, maybe some rat away, maybe some rat X, but the common theme is no. These Wastelanders, they did not survive the nuke as they were inside of this shelter. Now, is that because the shelter failed? They didn't have the proper change? Well, we aim to test that. So we go into Fallout 76 to irradiate the wasteland at least one more time. Now, we took ourselves over to Site Charlie to launch a nuke into Appalachia, and y'all, we cosplayed these skeletons inside of the Pulowski Preservation Shelters. Because no, as that nuke came down and it irradiated the wasteland, we did not survive. It was one of my best cosplays, and I should have been carrying some junk to even further cement the fact that I too am one of those skeletons that you can find inside of these shelters. I guess they didn't get the memo, because I guarantee you I had plenty of change in my pocket, but it's caps. They're not actual American dollars or coins or anything like that. I guess they didn't get the memo that we're not really using that anymore. But now I ask you, what do you think was the purpose of the Pulowski Preservation Shelters? Do you think there was some sinister plot behind all of this? Do you think it was like a money grab? Or are you like me and think it was a bit of hope given to the American people to kind of calm down their nerves with the impending Great War that everyone was scared about? Now, you gotta think, not everyone had the money to live inside of a vault. No one really thought, hey, this is going to be the end of the world. No one knew about the experiments that were going to be going on inside of these vaults. What I think this was, and I try to think about things in the most positive light possible, is that this is a way to give the American people hope. But you'll have to let me know what you think about these Pulowski Preservation Shelters down in the comment section below. But yeah, you can survive some small stuff, but surviving a nuke, I don't think you got a shot in it. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love ya.